everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer and today we are doing a full face of Westman Atelier. Westman Atelier is a brand created by Gucci Westman and it is now in store in a lot of Sephoras. It's been online at Sephora for, I don't actually know how long. I think it might be like a year, but it's hard to know like what shade you are or what types of colors you want to pick up if you can't, touch them, see them. So I'm really excited to see that they're going to be in Sephora's so that you can go in and check them out. And in honor of that, and in honor of the new complexion drops, we're going to do a full face of Westman Atelier today. So I've done videos with this before. I do like these complexion drops. I'd say two things. One, you do not need a lot because for what it is, you're trying to do a light look. It's Westman Atelier, if you're not familiar with the brand, is all about sort of a no makeup, easy kind of look. Like that's the point of it. There is a brush that came with the drops. I don't have the brush yet. I did order it. So I'm going to use the hourglass brush because it's a similar brush. I've seen the brush. I just don't own it. It's a very similar brush. It's got this very dense, small kind of face. And I think it'll work really well for the drops because what I notice when I use the drops is that you kind of want to push it into the skin. There's not a ton of coverage with this. It's exactly like I said, it's a light coverage, light makeup kind of thing. A no makeup look, if you will. And this type of product does really well when you kind of stamp it into the skin. It doesn't actually, in my opinion, it doesn't actually do as well if you try to just sort of spread it. And then if you use like a beauty blender or something, I think you're gonna lose a lot of it on the sponge. So I don't think that's a great way to do it. You can use your hands. I have used my fingers and that actually works just great. But I know not everybody, likes to use their fingers. And like I said, Westman Atelier came out with a brush specifically to use for it. So I think I'm gonna bet that is the most effective way to use the product. And like I said, it's very similar to this hourglass brush, so I think this should work well. And so far, yeah, I think that works great. Two things to say about the drops. I have it in 0.5. I don't have the lightest shade. Important to note, because a lot of times I am the lightest shade, and I'm not in this product. So you might want to head into your Sephora and check it out. My understanding is it's going to be in store in Sephora's on September 9th. That was what I was told by my local Sephora. I don't know if that'll be the same for where you are, but interesting to note. Okay, next we'll get to contour. The contour stick is one of my favorites. The other one is Rare Beauty's, actually. I love this stick, it's fantastic. I like to put it on with a brush. I want to mention that I have more giveaways coming up. We all know that things are tough everywhere right now, especially with, the inflation in the US, but I mean across the world, frankly. There's a lot of financial instability and a lot of things going on with COVID, etc. So I'm trying to do like a number of giveaways. I've already done two. I did a Chanel and a Dior. I will have Chantecaille coming up, Tom Ford. I did some pictures over on Instagram. I have the Michaela one going on right now. That's until September 11th. That's her entire PR package. It's this huge, if you haven't seen it, it's over on Instagram. And I'll be doing more posts about that one before the giveaway is over. And then I've got a couple of other giveaways coming. And those aren't even, I haven't even teased about those yet, but we'll have a bunch. Things are just, if I can make somebody's day, that's awesome. For all those giveaways, there'll just be some basic, some will be open to outside the US, some will be not open to outside the US, depending on the size, frankly, of the packaging, because shipping has become very expensive. And all you'll have to do besides that is be following me here. You have to follow my channel. You have to be subscribed. And then, there might be like a comment or share or something like that. Different videos will, I mean, different giveaways will have different requirements, but the basic requirement is that you have to be following my channel. Okay, so that's the contour. Now I have the contour in Biscuit. I love the shade. I think it works really well for me. I think there's like 3 or 4 shades now. It's a really cool toned taupey shade. Works great as a contour. Bronzer, not so much, but contour perfect. And I've been asked several times about the difference between bronzer and contour, and I've done some videos on them. Really, contour needs to be a little bit cooler. This is my opinion. You know, I was a makeup artist years ago, and I still play around with it every once in a while. I recently worked with somebody, a friend of mine's daughter, and she was just fantastic. It was great to, I remember why I loved doing makeup for people, because, you know, in my job daily, my real world job, you don't get immediate feedback that people are happy or unhappy one way or another. It's just so great to actually like make somebody like more confident in themselves and, you know, feel like they've found something that works for them. It's a great feeling. So I remember now like why I really like doing that. But anyway, contour, if you put it in the hollows of where you want to recede, needs to be a cooler shade. Bronzer is usually for like the high points where the sun would hit. So it's a different kind of concept. And I've tried to do a couple of videos on that. Westman Atelier does have a bronzer compact. This is Coup de Soleil, and it's very deep actually, for me anyway. So I go carefully with it. It's very soft, and it will go in like immediately. It's not like you have to worry about it, you know, being dry or powdery. Like, yes, it's a powder, but the thing about it is, it's like I said, it's deep for me, and I don't know how many shades of bronzer they have now. I feel like they do have another shade, but at the time, this was the only shade they had, actually, of bronzer. I feel like they do have another shade of bronzer now, but I can't really remember. Anyway, it is deep for me, so if you notice, like right now, it kind of looks a little bit like too much. So I go down my neck with it a little. Make sure it's on my ears, because that's the biggest thing if your ears are showing. And then I blend it in with the Sonia G. This is the Face One? Yeah, Face One brush. There's a smaller one too that I really recommend. And this is the buffer, smooth buffer or something like that. And it's for smaller spaces, but this is all over my face. So I kind of buff it in a little bit. And I think that helps make it look a little bit more cohesive. So the sun came out, so the lighting looks a little different. This is the problem with working with lighting. Okay, so next, blush. So the way Westman Atelier does blush is that she has them in sticks, just like the highlighters and the contour. However, her highlighters, like I said, are in sticks, but they're also in compacts. The issue with me with the compacts, I have a Peau de Rose and Peau de Pêche. Today I'm going to use Peau de Pêche. Is that they don't really work as a highlighter for me because they're too deep, which is great. I mean, it works for a lot of people, but they are too deep for my skin tone, so they don't really work as a highlighter. They work great as a highlighting blush, but not really as a highlighter. So what I do is I tend to use them as blush, but I also love their blush sticks. Today I'm going to use Petal, which is it's a beautiful, very bright pink shade. I have Chouchette and I have Mimi. Mimi was a limited edition as part of a set. I want to get, I think it's Minette is the other one that I want. But anyway, and I'll have to pick that up at my local Sephora. And highlighters, Lit is really pretty, but I can't find Lit for some reason. But this is Nectar. It's right here. So it's very light. It's a beautiful highlighter. But as you can see, the Nectar, and I'll put this back on, compared to the highlighter for the Peau de Pêche, this is Nectar. You can see how much of a deeper highlighter it is. I mean, it's literally like 2 shades deeper than, you know, the Nectar. So I'm going to show you how I kind of use all 3 of them together. So what I do is I go in with the highlighter first. And like I said, this is Nectar. You can put it straight on your face, which I was about to do, but I want to show you how I prefer to do it. If I could find Why can't I find anything today? So like I said, the nectar is not super pigmented. It's light, but it gives a gorgeous glow. The lit is even less. The lit is like almost like a translucent, almost just like a glow. Well, sort of. I mean, it's got a little shade to it, but not much. But that's why I actually like it, because I don't like a super blingy highlighter. It goes along with the Gucci, I mean, her name is Gucci, the Westman Atelier kind of aesthetic. So I'm gonna take a little of this, put it down, bridge of my nose, just a little on the tip. Now, that is the highlighter. That's nectar. So you can see, you can catch the light in it. It's really pretty. It's very light though, right? There's not a lot to it. And then I take the highlighting blush. That's what I would call it. And this is again Peau de Pêche. And I use a brush and I put it high on my cheek where I would put a blush anyway, but I kind of put it a little bit over that highlighter. It's why I wasn't too worried when I couldn't find lit, because I have these beautiful highlighters in the compacts that I use as almost like a blush slash highlighter. So I was like, well, you know, I'll be okay. I got enough. Again, just put a tiny bit here. And like I said, this is more intense. If you use your finger, you're gonna get a much more intense look, which is one of the reasons I use a brush. And then, plus you get better. You can smooth it out better. And then last, for petal, which is the pop of pink. And then I blend that in a little bit with my finger to kind of make it meld. Her blushes are really beautiful. Like, they really are. They're just incredibly pigmented, but they sink into the skin. They just have a beautiful look to them. And my skin is almost healed from the laser. I think the swelling is gone. So I'll post something on Instagram, like probably, this will probably go, actually the thing on Instagram might be up before this video goes up. It'll basically be like a week what my face looks like. So any of you who are interested in doing laser treatments, again, this is pulse dye laser specifically for redness, can see what it looks like through the transition and what you'll have to deal with. And it'll only be a week, so you'll just see that it's healed. There's still a little teeny scab like right here, but it's almost gone. But even though it takes about a week to heal, that doesn't mean the results are all in. It takes like a month to see the full result. And then frankly, by that time, 4 to 6 weeks, you have to get another treatment. So you really don't see the full results, in my opinion, until like 6 months down the road after having the first 2. And you can have anywhere between like 2 and 5 treatments. It depends on how bad the redness, broken capillaries, all that good stuff. But I do feel like my skin is already more even. Maybe I'm just telling myself that because it's a very expensive and very, not very painful, but slightly painful process. So maybe I'm just telling myself because I want that to be the case. I don't know, but I think it looks better. Okay. So we're gonna do, for the eye look, this is, if you haven't seen the little iPods, I have 3 sets. I have the Nuit, oh shoot, I can't remember, I'll put down below, I think there's only 3. And this one is the newest one, and I'm gonna use this one today because there's a green in here. It's an olive green, and in honor of the fact that it's no longer 100 degrees here in Massachusetts, I am so happy you have no idea, unless you're like me and you can also not handle the heat. It was like 50 degrees overnight. I was so, I can't even tell you how happy. Can you tell I'm in so much better mood? So much better. And soon I'll be able to wear sweaters and put earrings on, and like I know I can put earrings on in the summer. I can't like get dry. I feel like I can't like do a whole like look when it's 100 degrees. I'm just too hot. Like I'm like, no, I can't do it. And I know that's ridiculous. And some people, you know, absolutely love the summer months. But I just can't, guys. Like I can't even function. I'm sorry, but I'm just one of those people who is like, if it gets over like, I think if it gets over like 70, I'm unhappy. Today is perfect. Today it's like, I don't know, like 70 something degrees, which is great for, you know, September. I'm like, yeah, this is perfect. And it's really nice out. Like it's not super humid. Yeah, I'm very, very happy. very happy. But anyway, in honor of that little rant there, in honor of fall, I am using green. In the honor of fall almost being here. 3 more weeks? Something like that. A couple more weeks. Okay, green is on. I love this shade. It's very much an olive-y kind of shade. I did pick up a bunch of olive clothes for fall. I will actually do an Instagram or something talking about it. Yeah, I have a lot of green, a lot of olive. And I've seen a lot of collections that are doing olive, which just makes me incredibly happy. So I don't have Westman Atelier mascara. So I'm gonna curl my lashes. I'm gonna put on a little bit of Chantecaille because I think that kind of fits with this. And then we'll move to lips. Every time I use the Chantecaille mascara, I'm reminded of how much I like it. It really does an amazing job lengthening. It gives volume. It's just a beautiful mascara, and it conditions. Like it makes your lips better. It's just, if you haven't tried it, I strongly encourage everyone to try it. It's like really, really good. Okay, so I forgot to talk about the powder, which is like one of my favorite things of all time. I keep the pink bubble in my purse. I have not bought translucent yet. I do plan on buying it. And what I'm hoping for is that there actually are a couple things at Sephora that I want to buy. And one of them is the translucent powder because I have not tried it from Westman Atelier. But I was kind of hoping that I could get them during the sale. The sale, I think, is end of October, beginning of November, so it's not that far. And so I was kind of hoping that I could wait and get the translucent powder then. But there's a couple of other things that I want. But the powder is phenomenal. Like I said, I keep Pink Bubble in my purse, but I keep Creme up here. And it's a really, really good powder, guys. I have very dry skin and powders never work for me. All right, so on the lips, I'm gonna use the, it's the Squeaky Clean, the lip gloss, whatever stuff. I cannot remember the full name. And I can't find my other ones. I seem to only have one, and I could swear I had more than that, but maybe I don't. So that would be another thing I would pick up the sale. This is New. These are not my favorites. And I'll tell you why. They are kind of like slick glossies. I actually like the smell. I actually think they have a beautiful smell to them. They are like, not sticky. I think I used the word sticky once it's not sticky. It's like slick. They're slick. And I feel like there's not a lot of shade there, which is fine. I would use a liner or whatever, but I feel like they're so slick that they kind of come off like immediately. So I wish they had a little bit more to them, kind of like the Lisa Eldridge ones. Those are, well, no, those are actually a lot more pigmented. I'm trying to think of one that's like, I don't know, that has a little more staying power. I understand their glosses. I get it. They're squeaky clean, you know, but I feel like if it was just a little bit more, it would be better. So I feel like it's a lot of money to pay for something like disappears really fast. But I like them. It's not that I don't like them. I kind of don't think they're worth the money, I guess is my point. Anyway, so that is a full face of Westman Atelier. I have to say, guys, I am a very big proponent of the brand. I think they do really good products. And if you're looking for a quote, no makeup look, this is not like, you can tell I have makeup on. Like, it's not a no makeup look, especially because of the eyes, the green, the pod is actually really beautiful. But you know, you can do a look that's very sophisticated and very pulled together, and I think very beautiful, without it being like over the top. And I will say, as I get older, I feel like these looks do tend to look better on me. Don't get me wrong. If you want to glue rhinestones to your eyelids and, you know, do a euphoria kind of look, I'm all for that. And in fact, sometimes I do want to do something like that, just totally, you know, totally different, totally creative. And I do, and that's fun. But I feel like these looks work better for me. Like, they actually make me look younger, because the products are made for, frankly, you know, sometimes a more mature skin, an eye, a lip. Now, I'm not saying that young people can't wear Westman Atelier. Of course you can. I'm just saying I think they're very friendly to a more mature face. And I really do love their products. They're easy to use. They are expensive. There's no question. But I will also say I've kept these for a long time, especially the blushes and the highlighting sticks and the contour sticks. Their cream, you know, you'd think they'd go bad, but they haven't gone bad. And I have had them longer than the time they say they go, you know, that they're good for. Not telling you to keep things longer than you should. I'm just saying I have, and they're fine. The powder products, They seem to not have an expiration date. Just kidding there, by the way. So yeah, I love this look. I have a lot of errands to run today, so it's a perfect look to go out and do a bunch of stuff. And when this goes up, as I said, it'll be September, hopefully. Let's see, when does this go up? Now, see, now I have to check because I'm like, yes, when this goes up, it will be the day after Labor Day. So I hope everyone had a wonderful Labor Day weekend. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in another video really soon. Bye.